Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Menosky for another episode of the Italian Pod. As always, we have our two co-hosts. It's usually three, but tonight we have no Canada because EJ had some parental plans. That's parental plans. Anyway, so we have our two co-hosts from Mexico. We have Eagle Ceres. Hello, Eagle.
Hola, everybody.
Hola. And then we have from England, the ever humid and cold England, Gwilyn Smith.
Hello, everyone. What else can I say? It's been bloody cold this weekend, and raining and generally quite crap. But it is November in England.
Yeah, well, it's got pretty cold as well here. Basically, you lucked out because the week you came to Italy was like a very sunny, almost. It wasn't a normal week for November. Let's just say that. You've been very lucky.
Well, aside from the fact that we had to travel to Silent Hill, but yes.
Yeah, I can remember that. So much fog. Oh my god. I never been like so nervous driving on the highway.
That was we had like 100 meters of visibility. It's absolutely mental.
Wow.
But it was
The best part of it is all the Silent Hill jokes we could not stop cracking.
Yeah. Oh my. Well, when you're scared,
we came to Italy, not Silent Hill, America.
Yeah, what's going on? But when we went to meet up with our other friend, who I'm not sure which name we should use for him, but our other large Italian friend, he was also. Is that the name we're referring to him as on this one? Because some people, it's almost like doxing, but not quite.
But we're pretty much.
Yeah, that's the alias we were going to use for that one. We did invite him for the whole trip, so when we were in Sorrento, we did sort of send a message to him and say this could have been you, but you in Silent Hill. It's like we're in having Sorrento style gelato, which is limoncello and lemon.
Yeah, that was
delicious.
Very delicious. Okay, so returning to the matter hand, because tonight, we talked about free speech, terrorism, the war on the sexes, censorship, and stuff like that. Tonight, we're going to talk about something lighter, anime.
Woo!
Yay, anime!
Alright, Senpai finally noticed me!
What? Never mind. Anyway, okay, quick disclosure here. The three people you hear on this podcast, actually. Basically, we met on a forum almost 9 years ago now, I think.
Yeah.
8 years ago, I guess. Okay, so we met on a forum online. It was a forum about writing fan fiction on different animes. And it was around, so it's 2015, 8 years ago. That was 2007. It was 2007, something like that, yeah. And the thing is, we were like in the peak of the anime wave that took the West by storm. And, when I mean West, I actually mean the US, because the US only went crazy about anime around the early 2000s, I guess. But Japan had already taken other parts of the world by storm, like Indonesia for sure, but also Italy and Mexico. Am I saying something wrong here? Is it true that South America was already knee deep in anime before America was even on the track?
I kind of want to say on the majority, I'll say a 75 to 80%. That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
In the entirely, the thing is, the United States has managed try to keep their own monopoly on cartoons. So it's all that stuff, all the Warner Brothers stuff, all the Disney stuff, and all the Hanna-Barbera stuff. You know, all the American style cartoons.
Yeah.
But in the early '90s, we started getting seeing some companies bring up a different style of cartoon, a little bit more edgier, a little bit cuter, a little bit more risque.
Like Gargoyles, Darkwing Duck.
No, that was still Disney. But then, but early in the '80s, you would get I don't know, like suddenly guys in robots, giant robots.
We love giant robots.
Exactly.
Who
Or something
doesn't?
cute magical girls.
Magical Girl. So, so basically, let's talk about our experiences before going into countries. Okay, so I want to hear from you, like, the first time you can remember seeing anime or hearing about it, and what anime it was, if you can remember. Let's start with Gwil. I'm curious. What was your first anime?
It was, for better or worse, a Robotech.
Ooh.
You know, there's a lot to slag off about Robotech and Harmony Gold's use of the property. And
Yeah.
that's for somebody else to deal with, because I'm sure you can find thousands of pages online for that if you search for it. Why does everybody hate Harmony Gold and Carl Macek?
Mm-hmm.
But for better or worse, Robotech was very different to some of the other cartoons that I'd seen. Now, it was 1987, 1988. So, you know, it's coming up to 30 years when I first saw it.
That was the year I was born into, damn it.
Thanks for making me feel old. But hey, it's one of those things, and there's nothing really. But so it was very different from the original Transformers and G.I. Joe that we saw, and we did have some British cartoons like Count Duckula and Danger Mouse, which has been rebooted.
Oh my god, the Count Dracula was awesome. I remember that.
Count Duckula.
I watched it on the Italian dub on television. I love that thing. But so it was Robotech. Could have been worse.
Yeah, that was the first thing. But then it sort of went away and came back again in the early mid '90s. And yes, and then it was watching things like I saw some of Project Echo, Overfiend, Akira. Yeah, and then there was just some vague story about me possibly humiliating myself in an English class about things about that. But that's another. That's for another
we'll keep
time.
that for later, I guess. Okay, Eagle. What about you? What was your first anime?
I kind of want to answer this in two parts. Part
go
A
ahead.
is the before I realized it was anime.
Yes, that's a bit like me.
What do you mean?
Like Ross said, you know what? When you're a kid, you see some cartoons, and suddenly something clicks more with you. And when I was really little, I used to just wake up and watch cartoons Saturday morning, Sunday morning, anytime there were cartoons. So you'd see a lot of suddenly cartoons like let's see, like little. There was a version of Little Women. There was a version of Tom's The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. There was a really cute version of Alice. No, it wasn't Alice in Wonderland. Probably Alice in Wonderland. No, sorry, Wizard of Oz. And I'm like, wow, this isn't the cartoons my auntie and my uncles put from Disney. It's a different style. And then I got to see like a Mazinger Z, Transfer Z, big robots. And come on, you're a little kid. You see
big robots.
Big robots kick ass.
Oh yeah.
And then a little bit later, I hit junior high school. I saw I got to see Robotech, which for all the purists out there, it was Macross, Most Beta, and Southern Cross. That was 3 series jammed into one.
Jammed into one, yeah.
And then in the early '90s, that we got to see Sailor Moon. We got to see.
Okay, yeah, Eagle. Just the first anime. We're going a bit more forward now. Okay.
But for me, the first one that I actually recognized as an anime was what I'll say in this case would be Saint Seiya.
Sensei.
Uh-huh. Because by the time I actually got to see it, and it started in the early '90s here in Mexico, you would notice completely this is not your American cartoon.
Yeah. You were old enough to know this, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, same thing happened to me, because I remember, I got up in the morning and watched this mishmash of Saturday. Well, basically, cartoons do go in Italy at every morning. Basically, they go every morning, only a bit longer on Saturday and Sunday. Most of Sunday, because we have also school on Saturday in Italy. So most of there was this 2 hours block, there still is, I guess, of cartoons on one of the commercial TVs. But I was even going forward, because before that, I remember watching, when I still didn't knowledge that they were anime, before that even, there were these, the giant robots, and Okuto no Ken, and Tommy, Stella the Giant. Basically, it was a baseball anime, something like that. It was very popular in Italy, baseball, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, the first ones for me, when I still didn't know what anime was, were, the giant robots, Mazinger, Z, but the most popular and my favorites too were Titan 3 and Jig, you know, the steel robot, Jig Robot Acciaio. I don't know how was the original name. But the first anime that I actually recognized as an anime, like, I have to... I think... Yeah. Basically, growing up I watched Saint Seiya, Sailor Moon... Dragon Ball, of course, Dr. Slump, that was also cool, because there were all these local televisions that played them, even with the original openings, that was kind of cool. But the first animes, because when I started recognizing them as Japanese, where basically MTV in Italy on Thursday did this block of 3 animes together, and they started by playing these 3 anime one episode after the other. It was a block that started with Excel Saga, continued continued with Evangelion,
Jeez.
and finished with Slam Dunk. That
Slam
was
Dunk?
fucking Slam Dunk.
Yeah.
Kimi no Tsukita.
That's
It's all about Gori. It's all about Gori senpai.
Go.
Well, this is like Slam Dunk. It's like, okay, it's a sports anime, so you know that's quite broad. Evangelion, well, that's kind of the deep end, and then for the Excel Saga, the US release of Excel Saga had like a pop-up thing that you set up, which pointed out the various references to you. So as you're watching it, it's like, well, there's this bit where Excel's got a gun on her arms. Well, that's a reference to Space Adventure Cobra. And then there's, it was this, and there's that. It's like, if you're not very up on your references, you're not much of an otaku. Excel Saga makes very little sense.
Yeah, at least if you watch it in basically, there are some things that actually you could I couldn't understand all the references growing up. Like, I could understand the jokes on, but Excel Saga was kind of helpful on that, because they actually told you from the beginning, like at the beginning of each episode, they told you they were going to parody something. So even as little as I could get some of the references. But yeah, basically Excel Saga was the actual first anime I recognized as an anime. That was some fucking shock therapy, really.
Yeah, but the thing is, in itself, Excel Saga is leagues away from a lot of casual anime. It's fun. You'll have fun even if you don't get the references. But if you do, oh my god, it blows your mind.
It's not for the filthy casual, Excel Saga.
No.
A casual will get some jokes and the Poochus and Space Puddler. But really, it's like you're watching it and it makes no sense. I mean, it's well, it's like FLCL.
Yeah, the kind of
Cooley.
humor, like the kind of humor was like all over the place, but me and my brother just loved it because they just all the slapstick, because all the slapstick and the joke. Also, that was. As I said, as I said before, Italy has one of the best voice actors in the world, but translating, that's another thing. But for Excel Saga, they put up. Basically, was still the time when they actually put effort into translating as well. So both Excel Saga and Slam Dunk were very well dubbed and translated. I lost count how many times I was in tears watching those two animes.
You mean they didn't use Crunchyroll subs?
No, they didn't. They didn't.
No. There's a difference there. One thing is being a fan of memes and trying to cram them into anything, and then there's TV series that naturally lampoon anything and everything. You know, you should be an expert on that. Since England is England's our experts on that, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose. Well, for a broader audience, there's things you should know, and there's just general poking fun things. A prime example would be comparing the two would be the Naked Gun films and Airplane versus the Seltzerberger date movie, epic movie sort of thing. Because there's cultural references like, 6 years down the line, it's like, this makes no sense. Whereas you compare it to, say, Airplane and Airplane 2, those are two of the funniest films you will ever see.
Oh my god, yeah.
There's a scattergun, there's a joke, visual gags, fun. And then there's just it's a reference to something that you probably wouldn't get. And then
exactly. And going back to anime, that's how it's Excel Saga, and up to a certain point also Lucky Star are.
Lucky Star, yeah.
Also. They're good. They're both self-referential, and they rip on both on
themselves, the genre, and other stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, and speaking of which, self-reference and stuff like that, the thing is, the mid-2000s was like the peak of anime interest in America. Like there were, because we use America as a meter because I guess most of the world was already acclimatized to anime and manga. Basically, there was by the time America was crazy about anime, Italy was already it was a common thing. Oh, so basically, I have an uncle who grew up watching Giant Robots, the JoJo and Hokuto no Ken and Sailor Moon. They have a second home in Italy. That's how popular they are. Basically, our generation, my generation, was defined by Saint Seiya and Dragon Ball as much as Japan. So by the time America got crazy, the peak of variety and stuff was probably the mid 2000s, 2008 stuff, and then,
I'll have to chime in on that. Brunos. The thing is, in America, the market's kind of weird in that. It actually started peaking in the mid to late 90s when Dragon Ball finally got translated to English, and what actually drove it home was Toonami on Cartoon Network in the
Cartoon
United
Network,
States.
yes.
Which at that point it was mostly Dragon Ball Z, Gundam Wing, and I'm trying to remember what was the other big series until
Full Metal
until it actually exploded with Cowboy Bebop.
Well, Cowboy Bebop is fucking Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah.
They showed on the Toonami block in the UK. I remember this was about 98, 99. They did show the Tenchi, the original Tenchi OAVs. Obviously, horribly butchered. So okay, this smells of tea. No, I don't think anyone's going to be complaining about the smell of the tea. But, it's like, everyone's all pissed up and naked and what have you. But, it was a good bit of fun, the original Tenchi OAVs. And then they showed Tenchi Universe, which I didn't like as much. But, it was a retelling. It wasn't bad. And there was Tenchi in Tokyo, which I didn't see. But by all accounts, that was absolutely awful. So it was a good thing I didn't. Then they started mangling the Tenchi timeline.
Yeah.
So they retconned in a fiance with the same name and who happened to look like his mother. Okay, in Japan, what the hell?
What the fuck? Is it? I mean,
that was part 3, and nobody liked part 3.
Nobody liked part 3.
I remember liking GXP.
Yeah, let's
GXP
okay.
was good.
GXP. Okay, let's that's a good next argument. We talked about the first anime. Now let's go with the bad first. Like, let's see like an anime that really let you down. Really let you down. Like, I'm not talking about something you hate from the beginning. I'm talking about something that you liked, and then you started hating because you remembered how much you liked it.
Good question, that one.
Good question. Yeah?
The thing is, for me, it's hard to answer that question because I'm kind of open-minded, and I can watch sports anime. I can watch a shonen series. I can watch shoujo series, no problem. So it's really hard to disappoint me. It has to disappoint me pretty much. First episode, second episode, drop it and just not care.
I see. So no anime ever threw you a curveball, like it was going so well. What the fuck are you doing? Stop! Never happened.
Not really.
I can't really. The thing is, there's stuff I dislike about certain series, but it did not completely sour me to the whole series.
Well, yeah.
I can say there is a series that once I started understanding certain I'm gonna say it the worst way possible as usual. Some certain male homosexual overtones. I dropped it faster than a hot potato.
Yeah, like Italia, like Italia.
Almost there. It's almost yaoi tendency. It's called Sento Yose Yukikaze. It's about. It was about fighter pilots.
It's
but
not gay. It's a semi-sentient airplane. Look, it's not gay if it's a quasi-sentient airplane. Now, excuse me, lads. Someone's just come up and I've got to nip away for a couple of minutes. I'll be right back. I do apologize.
Okay.
Yeah, and the thing is, I've always been a fan of mecha anime, and that series. The thing is, it wasn't just a smattering of slightly homoerotic tendencies, which a lot of anime have. Come on, let's be honest.
Yeah, I mean...
No, the thing is, this was so close to being softcore yaoi.
Oh my god. Oh!
It's like, you have such beautiful mecha designs, and then you throw this at me. No!
Stop! Focus on the mecha. The mecha is where the... I mean, when did this anime come out?
I want to say early 2000s.
Yeah, it was... Okay, so it was the beginning of the yaoi wave, I guess.
No, yaoi's always been there. The thing is, now it's more blatantly obvious and popular.
Yeah, that was when it started to be more blatantly obvious, I guess. Yeah, the Fujoshi market, I guess. Okay. Okay, let's go... Huh?
What was Ross?
I don't know. Whatever. Okay, let's change the question then. Okay, tell me like an anime you hate. Like, really hate.
Aiken.
What?
Aiken.
Aiken. The one you told me about.
Let me find you a video so I can scare you off.
Okay, you can. Don't worry, talk about it. I mean, just explain because you told me something, but let's go from the beginning for the audience as well. Go ahead.
Well, Aiken starts off as your typical slice of life high school series.
Okay.
And obviously, it's tending to be like a harem type, where like regular vanilla guy number 57 goes into school, meets different girls, and they for some reason, have the hots for him.
Okay.
And then you realize there's something weird with the character design.
What do you mean weird with the character design?
You know, the usual hot chick's supposed to have, like, great gesticular attitude, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What's the correct phrase around there?
Yeah, I don't what gesticular attitude.
Testicular. She's got huge cans.
She's got
Melon.
big breasts. Just say it. She's
Watermelons.
got okay, she's got watermelon. So
So does the loli.
what?
So does the normal girl.
What do you mean the lolly
They
is?
all have huge, ginormous cans the size of their body twice.
Oh my fucking god! I think I saw some gifs of that. Is there like a swimsuit episode where they reveal that also the lolly has these giant jugs that basically send him flying backwards?
Pretty much. And
Oh
the thing
my
is,
god! I think that's.
and the thing is, it's one of the I can say it's one of the worst series out there, but it's so ridiculously dumb that you hate yourself for watching it.
So it's like is that so bad it's good or so bad
No, it's so bad it's good. It's a train wreck.
Like you watch it to just laugh at it like what the fuck were they thinking? So bad it's good, basically.
No, so bad it's still bad, but you can't
Okay.
help look. It's like a car accident on the side of the road. You can't help but slow down and look and that that morbid part of you goes, I shouldn't be looking at this, but I have to.
Like, okay, if you had to compare it to a movie, would it be more like The Room bad or more like M. Night Shyamalan bad? The Happening bad?
We're going to go with the words of M. Night Shyamalama Ding Dong here.
Oh my god, okay. Okay, so my turn. Me, personally, an anime series I really hate. Like, really, really hate. That would have to be... Oh my god. That would have to be... It's difficult because I don't think I watched as much anime as you did. But, okay, that's probably... I have to go with Elfen Lied.
Elfen Lied?
Elfen Lied. I don't know, because it's supposed to be German. I don't think you pronounce it Lied. Or whatever. The problem, yes, I fucking hated that series. For a simple fact. I may be a cynical, very rational bastard. But the thing is, I can't stand... playing or like having a main character who is a bad guy, basically, like a really, really bad guy. Like, I mean, not an anti-hero, but something that's clearly evil and should just die off already. Basically, I fucking love A Clockwork Orange. But most of the time, I just hoped, like, for Alex, the protagonist, just die in a ditch. But the thing is, in A Clockwork Orange, Kubrick doesn't make any excuse, nor does he try to make Alex appear sympathetic at all. The whole movie was about choosing the lesser evil. In Elfen Lied, Lucy we're supposed to feel sorry for this psychopath. She's a psychopath. There's really no two ways about it. Lucy is a fucking psychopath, but everyone, well, almost everyone, keeps making excuses for her. And that's why I fucking hated that thing. I dropped it, like, after, I think 10 episodes or something. Okay, so you're a race or whatever, and they killed your dog when you were little, because, children can be little shits. That gives you an excuse to kill everyone around you, including the family of the main character, who for some reason doesn't fucking get angry at her, doesn't hate her. I mean, this, in the manga, that actually happened. I still didn't like that he forgave her, but at least, they treated it a little bit differently. In the anime, insta-forgiveness. What, are you fucking kidding me? So that, I really just, my blood boiled with every second I had to watch Lucy being the main character in that. And everyone making excuses for her being a murderous psycho.
Well, in this case, I'm seeing for Elfen Light, I'll give that to you because it suffered of adaptation distillation. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
it lost a lot because they had to rush it to video.
Yeah.
Hello, sorry about that, chaps. Some quite serious business.
Yeah, it's okay.
Serious business.
so,
Serious business.
hey, it doesn't get so serious than what I was thinking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. What was?
Okay, we
about?
switched the question. Like we're talking about. Okay, we were saying like an anime you really hate. For Eagle was Aiken. For me was Elfenlied, the Lied. I don't know how you pronounce it. And for Yura, what an anime you really hate?
I really couldn't get into. I really hated Happy Lesson. And I
What?
didn't, Happy Lesson.
Happy Lesson.
Yeah, it was like, this makes no sense. This is actually quite creepy, and this is highly unprofessional. And these people who are, I get that a woman. Oh, it's yes.
It's a very cute series, but like Ross says, creepy.
Yeah.
Oh, it's creepy as hell. It's possible. I get that a group of teachers might take a somewhat maternal interest in a young male student for whatever reason. Maybe he's been orphaned or whatever. You know, the crazy things. They seem to let people live on their own. Teenagers live on their own in Japan. I'm not quite sure that's really the case.
So it's basically it's a manga but anime about a high school student who is adopted by 5 of his teachers.
Yes, and some of them behave quite inappropriately to a student, shall we say. Let's just say, if the genders were reversed, it would be ban this sick filth.
How old is the guy, the main character in this?
He's barely legal. Basically, he's almost legal, but not quite. You know, it's a harem.
Yeah, that's very creepy. Like, because basically they still do like all the anime tropes, harem anime tropes on him.
Yeah, but, and then there's the sort of like the grown-up lolly type and all this. Like, really, it's just like the whole premise didn't do it for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I only saw one episode back when New Type USA was still a thing. They had an episode on that. On one of their preview discs. Also, which I thought, okay, well, it's free. I'll watch it. Then sometimes you watch something. Oh, that makes no sense. Why that would work on that?
You instantly regretted it, I guess.
Yeah, it was one of the worst things I've seen. I mean, I'm somewhat more selective nowadays for things that I watch. And sometimes there's something, that's brilliant, I want to watch more of that. And what I used to do was, what's this series? Is it any good? I'd download the soundtrack and and say like, this is actually brilliant. And then back when I had disposable income because I didn't have a house to pay for, I'd buy the DVDs. And it's like, oh, I like this music. This music's pretty good. The show should be pretty good. I've heard good things about it. I'll roll the dice and I'll buy the first disc. And then,
yeah, when you have money to spend on your hobbies.
This is good. I'll buy the rest. Yeah, home ownership is a never-ending cycle of expense and maintenance. Don't let anyone ever fool you.
Yeah. Well, okay, so we got the hate out of the way. Now, I think this is going to be an even more difficult question. I want to know your favorite anime.
Oh, my favorite current anime that thing from the current season.
Okay, let's split it in 2 parts. Your favorite anime that isn't airing right now.
Yes, darn it.
All their animes.
I have way too many.
Okay.
I couldn't pick a number one Ichiban anime of all time sort of thing. But favorite, because I tend not to rewatch a lot of the old anime stuff. But one that I would rate is quite highly. I'm a big fan of the Cowboy Bebop because it's got everything you need on it. It's got cool characters. there's only one child who's a bit freaky, but that's fine.
Yeah.
The female lead character is hot as fuck. It's got action animation, that music.
That music.
It's grown up. It's almost seinen in it rather than shonen. It was, I would say, you don't need me to recommend Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah,
everyone as their dog has. But for I suppose I do quite also like Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Panic.
Panic, yes.
Which version of Full Metal Alchemist? The original or Brotherhood?
I haven't seen Brotherhood.
The original.
I got some of the original, and I got to the point that I will get around to watching the next one, and I didn't quite do that. For another one that I really like, but again, I tend not to rewatch anime very much these days. But Ghost in the Shell standalone complex.
Well,
again,
you're going with the classics.
These are great. It's a great animation, great characters. They're grown up. The serious plots and fine music. Yoko Kanno. What more can I say? Hell, I bought a CD on spec because it had her name on it. So that's the kind of draw that she has for me.
Yeah, I had the same draw to Utada Hikaru, but that's for another episode. Okay, Eagle, your favorite anime that isn't airing right now?
For me, again, like Raw, I have way too much stuff I enjoyed, and I don't rewatch that often. I want to say from the older stuff, I want to say Escaflowne.
Escaflowne.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't remember how that TV show ends.
No, me neither.
The movie. I saw the movie once in Canada. I was at a screening in Toronto when I decided I need a holiday. I think I'll go to Toronto for a week.
Okay, let's go see an anime movie in Canada. What?
As you do. I mean, as you do. And then it's like, brilliant. I've watched the movie a couple of times and gone, I still can't remember how that bloody thing ends.
I'm like, and you know what? Following that thread, I'm guilty of forcing you guys to watch and enjoy good old Ore Monogatari.
Well, how could I not? I mean,
that thing is
facial reactions,
yeah,
and surprised feels. I mean, that's a mark of a good show, I think, as well. Surprise feels. I mean, sometimes you're watching something. Well, I know this is going to be depressing because Full Moon Sagashite. Yeah.
Full Moon.
Yeah. Know that one's going to end sad. So, like, well, it's like the main character, she's got throat cancer. She wants to be an idol singer. Well, that's obviously all going to end in tears.
Yeah, that's
going to be bad. But Monogatari, Orimono, it's like, okay, it's like, wow, that's just. I'm in danger of winding up in tears.
But with feels.
Yeah, and when it does, it takes a lot of the usual girls manga, girls comic, girls TV series tropes, puts them on an ear, and then kicks it to the curb. Number one, it's not a female.
It gives the people's elbow. It gives it the people's elbow.
The thing is, it's not a female lead. It's a male lead, and it's not a pretty boy.
Yeah,
it's not a pretty boy.
He's an old girl.
Gorilla, tough guy with a heart of gold.
Oh, yeah, and the pretty boy is like this social sidekick, basically.
Yes, he's a brotacular.
Yeah, he's a real bro
character.
Real bro. You don't see that much. Brotherly. I mean, if there is a thing, I think most entertainment doesn't do well. It's like brotherhood and like male-on-male friendships. There are really few things, like really few shows, books, anything that I can think of that do those things well.
Yeah. Well, nowadays everyone reads it as subtext for homosexuality.
Yeah.
Or this means this is this character is actually gay. And so, sometimes a cigar is just a cigar. I mean, sometimes, it's subtext from actually liking to suck cock. I mean, it's one of those things.
Yeah, but I think the problem is it's like now they actually do that on purpose to draw in,
the Fujoshi crowd.
Yeah, the female audience. Yeah. Yeah.
Fujoshi dollars.
Yeah, I mean the only real the only actual. I think the only show that did that in a good they did that properly before it went down the crapper with the plot. Well, okay, it's Supernatural.
Mm-hmm.
The Winchester brothers are like fucking brothers, like no other question asked. And they actually play a lot with a lot of episodes on the fan bases of certain stuff and the yaoi / fanfics. You remember that episode? Ever seen that?
No, I never did get into.
Okay, whatever. Let's go back to anime. So,
well, I would say the one thing that does seem to do it reasonably well, one would argue, is Sherlock. I mean, there is a running joke that people think they're gay.
Yeah.
And you think, well, in a way you can see why they would think that, but it kind of makes sense that they're not, if you know what I mean. Well, it makes sense that they're all effectively house sharing, because rent in London is bloody stupidly expensive.
Yeah. Like every capital.
Yeah, it's like you're charging how much rent for this? It's like it does become quite stupid. So it makes sense that two men, or maybe 3 or 4, would, if they got their own room, would have their own, would rent the same building. So that makes sense. And certainly in their previous incarnations, back in the Victorian era, you wouldn't think of such things.
No.
Someone would argue they wouldn't. So
yeah. Okay. So your choice, Eagle, were Ore Monogatari, and the first one you said
Ore Monogatari, Escaflowne, and actually in Escaflowne for some of the older stuff, Tenchi, but the OAV series.
Original.
The thing is, both the original Japanese subtitle version and the English dub versions, great stuff. The thing is, the comedy was on point. Sure, it was one of the old school harems, and the main character is wishy-washy, but when push comes to shove, the comedy is great, the action's great, the animation was actually pretty crisp and clear. It didn't a lot of the ideas didn't feel forced.
Yeah. I would say, so moving on from that, from back when AIC, are they still running? Possibly. But they sort of refined their harem comedy a bit more with El Hazard, which, the first El Hazard OAVs are brilliant.
I never saw that.
El Hazard 2 has been described as a tumor on it. And The Wanderers is the TV show, which is a bit more light-hearted and a few changes. But then Parallel Trouble Adventure is where they really they perfected the formula.
They brought it back to where it's supposed to be, and then from there they went on to do Galaxy Police and The War on Gemini with Tenchi's brother.
I was going to ask which one was that, because
I'll link you that one.
Marvelous.
Okay, so I guess it's my turn. Okay, best anime. Okay, for old school anime, I have to go for best anime. My favorite. I probably had to go with Slam Dunk. I mean, because I love the Excel Saga a lot too, but Slam Dunk is the one that I can actually quote. I loved the intro and the ending songs, and I can actually quote a lot of the jokes, like Gorilla. I mean, Gori Senpai. I mean, in Italian, but I mean that was.
Gori Senpai, come on.
Yeah, that was the anime and the manga. Watching that anime and reading the manga, I actually learned to jump shoot from that. I actually learned to jump shoot by watching that anime. So he has a lot of memories. Moving on, in more recent, like one of the most recent, I probably had to go with. I haven't watched a lot of anime recently, but I have to go with probably Shimoneta. No, not even. Yeah, maybe too recent. No, not Shimoneta, but Psychopaths. Psychopaths is fucking brilliant. The explosion was a firework or something like that. Okay, so say Shimoneta. No, I would say Psychopaths. Psychopaths is fucking brilliant. It's like, it's not even one of the best animes I've ever seen. It's one of the best sci-fi anything I ever seen, read, everything. That was like, it was fucking incredible, really. I have really no word to describe. You just go watch it. It's like taking Blade Runner and putting Japan and stuff. I mean, it was way too fucking awesome to describe in words. It was dark, it was dystopian, it was sci-fi, everything. You just have to watch it. A lot of people compare it to Ghost in the Shell. Is that right?
There's elements of that because of it. It's not the typical action anime. It's actually a little bit more darker. It has not so much political intrigue, but actually proper intrigue. It has good fight scenes, and it doesn't just leave you hanging. So it's the thing is, I don't want to spoil it for anybody that's hasn't seen it. But it's a pretty solid series, action wise. It's pretty well thought out. And if you're a newbie to anime, it's not a gateway series, but it'll blow your mind because it's so different from all the usual stuff you watch on TV.
Yeah.
It's more adult than teenage.
Yeah, it's more adult, but you can actually watch it even if you're a I think you should watch it if you're a teenager, because it's a gateway to more serious stuff. There.
Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, so sorry, I just realised there's a couple more things that I need to get and realise I didn't finish that one up. Cobra, the animation, the Psycho Gun.
Yeah.
Because, holy crap, is Cobra awesome. I mean, he's a seinen character, but he's like from the old school stuff from the 80s from the movie. Which, the when they brought the dubbed movie over, they had a soundtrack with music by Yellow, as in The Race and Oh Yeah, it's actually really good, and he's one of those quite quality characters. He's a bit like Golgo 13. You know, he's like, it's a bit sexy, violent, and you know, he's like not a typical modern day hero, as it were. He's a bit of a throwback to Captain Kirk, as it were. I mean, there's no way you'd get a character like Kirk on TV these days.
No, probably not.
I mean, I think you'd struggle to get a character like Picard on, because Picard's not conventionally attractive, and you know, let's not kid ourselves. He's not, and he's a bold guy. It's like, that's one of the things they said when TNG first came out. It's like, how come in the 24th century they don't have a cure for boldness? To which Gene Roddenberry replied, in the 24th century, they don't care if you're going bold or not.
Probably.
Which, you know,
fair play. That was a nice political slap in the face too. Stop being so image centric.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, push for that.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Because you just say okay, but if I had to choose, like, the best anime I ever seen, my favorite anime, I swear to God, I'm not joking here. It would have to be the anime Mirumo the Pawn.
What?
Ever so? Yeah, I don't.
I don't know that one.
It's basically it's based on a 12-volume shoujo manga with basically this girl that gets a fairy out of a cup by putting chocolate in it. It's your usual shoujo manga shenanigans, stuff like that. It only ran for 12 volumes. I have them all, but the thing is, I didn't know it was a shoujo manga. Because I first started watching the anime. The anime, while the manga only ran for 12 volumes, the anime for this thing ran for 172 episodes.
What? What series?
Mirumo the Pawn. I'm gonna write down for you. Basically, this thing ran for 172 episodes. That's much more than the manga. The thing is, what they did with this thing, they took basically a shoujo, they kept the premise, but then they went from shoujo into something that resembled like it was adventure, there was magic, and it was still about this fucking, what they call it, fairies. They call them fairies, but they're more like gnomes, I guess. They're cute little things. Anyway, they go like crazy. They go with magical attacks, ancient evils, sword and magic, stuff like that. And I loved it growing up. And when I go and bought the manga, I thought I was, oh man, I ain't going to see what I saw on TV, but I saw it. I'm gonna read it here. It was completely different. I was like, wow. So it's my favorite anime because they did basically what I wish a lot more anime did. They just went with it. They took the general premise, took it, and did it something different, new, and awesome. Like, they didn't get, oh no, that's filler, that's not what happens in the manga. They went with it and did something incredible. I wish more anime did that. For example, we all, like Naruto. I grew, it was one of my favorite animes, more favorite manga. It was one of my biggest letdowns now. In the anime, there are a lot of fillers that actually have good ideas. I wish they took them and went with it and made like a different result from what we got in the manga that were made for a better story. This anime, Mirumo the Pawn, did exactly that. It's a monster of an anime. 172 episodes, I repeat that for those that didn't hear it. And it's my favorite because it does something that I never seen any other anime do before.
No, on that vein, when I was starting to watch anime, as a young teenager, one series that actually hit me kind of like that was Magic Knight Rayearth.
Yeah,
because it kind of started also as the usual shoujo manga, and then unexpected feels. The characters are not wishy-washy. It's not the typical girl power thing. And then it gets a little bit dark. It talks about responsibility. It talks about that gray morality where the bad guy isn't that bad, or the bad guy is doing stuff for a greater good. And then the series ends in a bit of a tearjerker, and then they brought in a second season that gets a little bit darker, gets a little bit edgier, but not in a negative way. It kind of like brings back, okay, you had to resolve it this way last time, and this is the fallout of that. How are you going to fix it back, get it back to something a little bit more normal? And it was quite interesting. It's from the ladies from Clamp, which I kind of hate because a lot of their series, if they do finish them, they're pretty short. If they don't, they're epics that they jump the shark too hard.
Yeah, that's the thing with the Clamp. I mean, the Clamp stuff, the writing talent at Clamp is, well, it's a collective, so there's a great, you don't know how many people there are writing there. It could be like 2 or 3, or it could have a dozen people. They're all sort of amorphous. It's a bit like Hajime Yadate at Sunrise, who is the name for the staff writers. So it's like that's the thing. So whenever you see on a Sunrise show, you see, well, for example, various things for Gundam. It's like Yoshiyuki Tomino and Hajime Yadate. It's like, okay, Hajime Yadate, he seems to write a lot. It's like, then you realise he's the staff writing team. not quite Alan Smithy, but you know what I mean. It's like this is our house team. It's a bit of ghostwriting. I'm sure a lot of the writers, some people are like screenwriters for hire, work there as part of the thing. You know, jobbing writers would go, "Oh yeah, I'll work on that for you," and then so if you see a particular theme of a joke, that's probably the same writer. You just snuck it in. It's like otherwise, how else could someone come up with something as diverse as Mobile Suit Gundam and pretty much everything else Bandai have put out?
Diverse.
And Sunrise, it's like, okay, well he's done that. It's like, oh hang on, he's worked on the Gundam and the Big O, Cowboy Bebop. It's like, those are quite different shows. I mean, Gundam, Big
different shows. And they brought out a lot. On that note, because we're talking about difference, I wanted. It seems to me, personally, like in recent years, I mean, it started changing in the last year and a half. But between I think around 2010s, like after 2008, I think, there was like this 5 years period, I guess, where the whole anime industry went through a slump. Is that correct?
Yes and no.
Okay.
The thing is, I understand what you say with a slump, as stuff changes, stuff got a little bit more bland, more repetitive.
Yeah, that's what I meant. It's like creative slump.
Yeah, I guess it's been in a creative slump. And sorry for jumping the gun on you, Ra.
Oh no, it's
I kind of feel like the thing is we're getting a lot more access to a lot more anime that's out there. We see Crunchyroll and sites like that. We see Hulu. We see YouTube. We see Amazon.com, Netflix also now sharing more anime. But what they're doing is so it's become a bigger market. So let's bring out what's new, what's fresh, what's cool. And how many series are out there every 4 months?
A lot, and most don't break the mold.
Exactly. So it's more of instead of getting the greatest hits or what's guaranteed gold, we're getting pretty much everything, and now we have to wade in the deep and hope we get some pearls in between the swine.
Yeah, but it's also because it seems like before, there was a period, like a 10 years period, where it seems like every year or every 2 years basically came up a series that was different, something that excited everyone. We went to, there was there was the three big ones with Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece. They were wow, One Piece still going, it's still good. The other two not so much, but the problem is they came up out one after the other, and they were big, they were different, they were fun, they liked. Then we had Full Metal Alchemist. Then we had how to say that? I don't know.
Had Code Geass. We had Code Geass.
Yeah, Code Geass. It was like you couldn't go a year without something new, different, and exciting coming out. But I don't mean in the US. I mean in Japan. Now it seems that even the big ones, for a certain periods lately in Japan, weren't that exceptional.
I can see that. I can see that. Yeah, you could certainly argue that there's been a lot of formulaic romantic comedy sort of silliness going on. I mean, everybody wants to be the next big thing, but who wants to put the effort in?
Yeah.
Well, everyone wants to be a dancer until they see how much work you have to put in. It's one of those things. I can understand that. Who wouldn't want to have a long-running show series named after in their name? So it's a lot of hard work. I mean, we're talking. Well, there are a lot of things that they're all very similar, and sometimes you see something. Well, that's quite generic, and that's similar to this. Bloody hell, it's on. Can you remember Girls Bravo? I mean, that was quite a silly premise. And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, hang on, this guy is become allergic to women and everybody because he's been bullied and whatever. His psychosomatic reaction. He gets transported to a magical world, and next thing you know, this very pretty girl likes him. He's like, oh, I'm quite freaked out, and I'm not sure, and
Yeah.
I don't know what the answer to these things is.
Yeah, but it seems that even the next big thing was different from the previous year's next big thing. Like, I remember Code Geass, but after Code Geass, the next year, the next big thing was School Rumble.
I saw a couple of I saw a couple of
School
episodes of that. Yes, School
And
Rumble,
so-
yes.
You need to polish that down, Ross. Trust me.
Yeah, no, it's fucking. That thing was fucking hilarious, and it seems like lately in the last few years, every big thing, it's not only been, let's say, not that good compared to what we had before, but also pretty similar. Like the biggest things in Japan lately have all been magical gear stuff, or Mo stuff, cute stuff like that. And they were all pretty, similar to each other. Like we had Con, Love Live, Pretty Cool Now, the Madoka, and stuff like that. It all seems to follow a certain formula. Mostly after Madoka, I think.
There's that, and the Japanese market is falling on to making anime series based off either light novels or not just manga.
Mm-hmm.
And they do just 12 episodes or the equivalent of a 4-month season over there. And let's be honest, it becomes pretty much a 12-episode commercial for the light novel or for the manga instead of
they want
making
something
it a consistent year-round series.
Yeah, they want like a return on that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but basically, I read that right now in the anime industry, it's become exasperating because when it's time to greenlit an anime, you don't invite the artist, the creator, the writer, stuff, but also the guy from marketing are there.
Yes.
Is that actually true?
Oh, I could see that. Reading some of the DVD liner notes for Gazaraki,
Yeah.
which is a show that had two main plots going on it. They had the political plot of like a corporate thing where there's one of the old big corporations, the sort of thing that had the fingers in a lot of pies. They've a name for that sort of corporation. It escapes me at the moment. And that had a sort of a more supernatural plot, shall we say, which explains the origins of the robots that are used in it, the tactical armor. And they were saying how this guy wanted them to have more models of tactical armor so they could sell more toys. Again, it was a Sunrise Bandai show. It's like, yeah, really? It's like the creative team were fighting it quite hard because they didn't want to, basically turn it into another Gundam because you've got so many different variants on the models and such. They released a couple of model kits, and the tactical armor model kits are pretty good because it's a Bandai model kit. They're rarely bad. They're just not as good as some of their other kits.
Yeah.
So it's like So yes, the marketing thing on there. What can we sell? Is a thing, and it's been a thing for a while. It's just a question of
how
big a deal it is.
Yeah, I noticed it in difference when I tried to get Kamen Rider. Okay, the first time I got into Kamen Rider was when I was watching Kamen Rider Kuga. I fucking love that. Then I got into it again with oh my god, I can. Sorry, with Kamen Rider Gaim. That was a fucking cool. That was fucking cool. The problem is, it was still set up as a commercial, but it wasn't as many toys as, say, the follow-up. The follow-up of Gaim was Drive, and Drive was just full-on commercial. Like, in Gaim, it was a commercial to sell toys, like the transformation things were these seeds, the lock seeds. You could see they were toys, but the problem is, even if they were, each one of these, even the transformation, like he had like something back, like they didn't make them feel. Also because they weren't that many, so you could like work on them, give them a backstory, some value. So Gaim is actually one of the best Kamen Rider series, if not the best. I wouldn't go that, I don't know, that I ever seen. Drive is chock full. It's just a commercial. It's chock full of marketing. Like the main character uses these shift cars, they called basically to transform. Like while basically they just drove it at him. They like more than 50, I think, more than 50 different add-ons, transformations. And the thing is, they feel cheap. They feel cheap, and that's actually what I think it's with most anime. They actually feel cheap. They feel like there is no work put into them, no love.
Yeah. Following up on that, for example, us that were really big into Robotech Macross, and the anger that we have that we haven't gotten a series on the here in the West since Well, we actually did get Macross Plus, but we haven't. We go into conventions and we see some of the Macs and like, oh, why don't we get stuff? And the only way we can get it is either bootleg or import.
Oh yeah, prepare to bend over if you're getting an import. I've got a couple of them, the Macs. They're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful toys. Action figures, whatever phrase you choose to use. But bloody hell, I like paying probably $40-$50 each. That's a lot. I mean,
yeah,
that's $40-$50 for the normal grades, not the high grades, not the master grades.
Let's not go into the special editions, or we're just going to. Our wallets are going to cry here. Just at the two.
Oh yes.
So going back into that, for example, it's been almost 5 years since Macross Frontier, the pretty much the latest, the previous version of the Macross series came out. Great series, great animation. They had 2 good movies out of that to kind of encompass the whole TV series in 4 hours. Pretty fun. Great toys, great merchandising, and then radio silence. And then there was a PlayStation 3 Japan game out there, which was the 30th anniversary of the whole series a couple of years ago. Really hyped in Japan, and nothing in the West.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing in the West. 30 years of a great series for all of us fans that enjoyed it, and even if you weren't a fan, if you got to see the cartoon in the late 80s, early 90s, it was, and I'm going to quote a friend of mine, a drunken night we were talking about anime, he was like, I remember Robotech being like the cartoon version you wanted of the movie Top Gun, only better.
Yes.
With no Tom Cruise.
Yeah, no Tom Cruise.
Little less homoeroticism.
Just a tad.
Just a little bit. But no, okay. It's Macross Plus. That's beautiful animation, and it's a compelling 4-part story. And again, it's a Yoko Kanno score. So it's all beautiful. But let's got ourselves. We are never going to see Macross 7, an official release of that one.
Nah,
because you've got to license the music for it. The music's very good. But Neki Buzzer is actually quite annoying with his listen to my song. You're in the middle of a combat zone, you massive tool. What are you doing? Start fighting and listen to my song.
Okay. Well, okay, we're in the last half hour of the program, and okay, so we say that basically the anime, like the industry, creatively seem to have it a slump, but it seems like that's I think I see the symptoms of a turning recently.
Oh, I think so too.
Yeah, okay.
We may be thinking of the same series.
Yeah, okay, but before that, let's leave that for last. Okay, first, because I see something that basically they're now doing. Start with JoJo. JoJo was like one of the longest running manga that haven't had got a full anime adaptation yet. that changed. And that, I mean, the first two series, they made like a full 26 episodes season. That's actually good, because it wasn't that big of a material, so it actually fit that amount of episodes. But now, with the third part, Stardust Crusaders, they were probably the most popular part. I don't know. The thing is, they did a full, what it was between 45 and 50 episodes. That's an enormous amount of episodes for an anime nowadays. And it had that success. That was cool. And now I think people are starting to do it with other properties, because now there is a Nushio and Tora anime running, another great manga that had never been adapted into an anime before. Now he has an official anime. And I think that could become a trend. Could it?
It can become a trend depending on if there are series that actually have both can garner the popularity or have enough content to warrant that. And start up with a series with like a 24 episode, like a full year's worth of anime, 24 episodes or 26 episodes, and then gauge the fandom. This past year, I've been trolling 4chan a little bit harder this past year. I noticed a couple of series going a little bit more popular because they only got 24 episodes, and it was like you get the spring season and then summer off, and then back off in the fall season.
Yeah.
And strong series like One Piece, like Naruto was, like Bleach was, they wouldn't stop. They were ongoing. But again, those were some of the anime or manga juggernauts, and it would be losing money if you didn't make consistent episodes on that. Like you said,
I would liken those longer running shows as an analogy for TV world as a soap opera versus a regular season show. Because the soap opera runs through the summer pretty much, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right? Forever.
They do here in the UK, and it's like, some of them we've had one that's been running for over like 50 years. So, some people feel, One Piece will probably be running for another 50 years and all. But it's like, where do you start? I mean, there's about 200 plus episodes. Bloody hell. You got to watch like 10 of. It's going to take years to catch up.
That's what you can say. That's what you can say about Ranma 1/2, about Sailor Moon, about the original run for Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, it took a long while, but nowadays you can crush through those on DVD or Netflix or Hulu or whatever you want to get it from.
Yeah, and I think it would be interesting if they actually. Okay, so you want easy money? That's a way to make easy money. Turn into anime, manga series that have cult status into longer running animes, you get easy money. But still, that's still from marketing standpoint. The next symptoms, I would say symptoms because too, it's about creativity, because original anime, not so much. But the thing is, I think that now they're choosing to adapt, because it's still about adapting light novels or mangas. And in recent memory, there have been 2 cases where they've been adapting something different, something even, I dare say, risky. The first one is, of course, Shimoneta. You can't get more risky than that.
I got one riskier.
Okay, yeah, but the thing is, it was a light novel, but it was a different kind of light novel. Most light novels are slice of life, or now they all focus on this more fantasy thing. But then comes Shimoneta, that is basically shitstorm. I don't know how many things basically that team makes fun of. That was fucking awesome. Like, and that was a symptom for me, because, I hope they get a second season for that. I think he had enough success to warrant that. But I think it was a very different kind of that. I mean, I haven't seen all those kind of visual light novels adapted. Have you? Before?
Not lately.
Not lately. I mean, But even the thing they did with the endings, like one of the endings of the episodes, I don't know if I told you that, but one of the endings of that episode wasn't the ending animation. It was a video, like a self-help video about how to make a homemade on a hole.
Oh yes, yes, I remember that one. It's like there is you make your own fleshlight. It's like, wait, what? Oh bloody hell! It's like weird, but yes, Shimonetta. There are elements of that. I have to say, I wasn't terribly impressed with the gathered fabric arc, and Kosuri was quite annoying. But you know, you got to respect. And there was another issue with it, Saotome Otome, which basically turns like rice picker woman.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why not just call a fucking moon whilst you're at it? I mean, that's like worse than John Johnson or something like that. I mean, bloody hell! It's like really, that's the name. Oh, but you got to respect her art skills. Bloody hell! I can barely draw blood, and she can sketch quality art with using her mouth. So you know, you got to respect that kind of artistic talent.
Yep.
Though it's yes, unfortunately, I'm not sure how well the second season would work. Because unfortunately, the actress for Anna passed away.
Yeah, but they can. I mean, let's be cynical. They can replace her.
They can. They're going to sound alike, and there's plenty of voice acting talent in Japan. Let's not kid ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
I would say,
but it will take a while. Now, for example, for Shimonetta, the thing was, it was so off the cuff, completely different, and it was such a great. It is such a great series because it deals with modern topics like censoring, like sexuality, stuff that you would normally not think of in a cartoon, or in this case, in an anime.
In anime, that's the thing. They talk a lot about sex. Like there's a lot of fan service, boobs and everything. There's a lot of sex, but they never talk a lot about sexuality.
Yes, it's timely because in some parts of the world, they say, "Oh, the sex education basically it's non-existent," or it's a sex education. Don't. It's like it's like just don't. If you tell the thing is, with some people, you tell them no, they'll do it anyway. If you tell them it's forbidden knowledge, they'll seek it out. Which some people say is a great way to get children to read, or young people to read. It's like, don't read that book. That's good. That book contains things I don't want you to read. Contains talking about sex and adult complex situations. Like, some kids will as soon as you're out of the room, they'll grab the book and they'll start reading through it because, you know, it's illicit knowledge. And it's like, we tell you, don't do anything with a girl. People think, well, what are they trying to keep this all to themselves? It's just how they are. And the censorship thing is a modern, relevant issue for us all today.
But still, and even talking about all these modern topics, relevant topics, important topics, it manages to be so fucking hilarious.
Oh, that's the point. The thing is, you keep it funny, you keep it fresh, you keep it interesting, you keep it ridiculous. And it's not so much as passes by the censors, it's more like, okay, it's a satire, it's fun, but at the same time, it starts to get you thinking.
Oh, yeah. It's just something that's great. Getting stuff past the censors, that always makes me smile. There's a radio show they have here. It's a long-running radio comedy called I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue.
Oh yeah,
now,
that's
good. It's one of these. This is really getting stuff past the censors because stuff would be written down because they send the script over to the BBC censors and they'll read through it and say, "Oh, that's fine. There's nothing on there." And the guys say it's perfectly innocent. It's only filthy if you've got a filthy mind. I mean, they often had a fictional character who, because it's a panel game, would do all the scoring points, but the points don't really matter on it. That's part of the joke. She's called Samantha, and she's going for a wine tasting, But the chap she's going with, she's only got a Semyon, but she said it'd be rude not to taste it. Now, Semyon, Semillon, is a type of wine, but pronounced Semyon. It's like, he has a semi-erect penis. It'd be rude not to taste it. So that's pure filth. But that's part of the charm of it. I mean, they get all sorts of cheeky things through, like Newcastle to drop an atomic bomb on Piers Morgan.
Okay, so I guess we can safely assume that what was great about Shimoneta was that basically it kind of broke the mold, not only for light novels, but for anime, and most probably for comedy anime, not for harem anime, because but for comedy, and for comedy anime, it kind of broke the mold, like, a lot. Can we agree on that?
Broke the mold, but it got away from that safe zone, that safe happy box.
Exactly. It got away from the safe space.
Yes, I would agree with that. It's out of the anime comfort zone. Because 5 years ago, if Shimoneta had been made, they would have started having a harem comedy. I mean, there would be other girls falling for Okuma, Tanokichi, Akuma.
Yeah.
Trying to remember the chap's name, but but you know, it's just kind of backfiring because the girl he likes him back. That's good, but she's also a bit mental.
A bit.
Just a little.
Just a little. Okay. So, he broke the mold for both light novels and comedy anime. And to get to the last symptom that we may be seeing like a new, I want to say a new way, but like a new arc for the anime industry, is another anime made from a manga, made from a web manga. They are kinda breaking that same safe space where most shonen fell in. Didn't they? You all know what anime I'm talking about here.
Can I sing it?
Go ahead.
It goes like
3, 2, 1, get shot! Oh my god. One Punch Man. That I can think of basically that. This, I said it before, this is the first anime I've been following every week religiously in the last 10 years, I think. I can't think of any other anime, apart Shimoneta, but like action anime, because I don't watch a lot of comedy, I don't read a lot of comedy manga, but I think, compared to action anime, shonen, I can't think of anything else I've been following so religiously.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I followed Shimoneta. Once I caught up with it, I got it every week. I've been following the new Gundam, but I'm a few episodes behind on that one. But One Punch Man is bloody awesome. Well, let's be honest. Us who are follically challenged, boulders, slap-headed, chrome-nosed.
Challenged.
You're not follically challenged. You're aerodynamic.
It's a solar panel for a sex machine and all that nonsense. It's like, we don't get many bold heroes. We get some bold characters, but heroic ones. We've got Saitama, Captain Picard, Professor X.
Okay, so
Heisenberg is a bold main character, but he's no hero. Baltimore's no hero, and Lex Luthor.
Let's not go there.
I mean, we don't get many hairless heroes, and so that's what makes Saitama quite great. And the fact it's the animation style. He's so bland unless he's serious.
Oh my god,
that's so funny.
Yeah, but also it's fun for the comedy, and basically, just like how do you say? Let's just Shimoneta. One Punch Man takes a lot of the stuff it's supposed to be in that genre, but it takes every single trope, scene, relation, every single thing that you can you can think of on that genre turns in on its head and then punches it through the planet and to the moon, basically.
Yes.
And one thing that you brought onto because of the One Punch Man, like you said, the anime is based on the manga. The manga is based on a web manga from somebody else.
Yeah. Wow.
And the thing is, the original storyline, the art style is not good.
No, not at all.
But the storyline is so great.
Yeah.
And then Murata from
the one from Ice Shield 21.
He saw that manga. He contacted the owner. Says, "Can I draw this for you?"
Because you the story is great, but you draw like shit, basically.
and for us that have been watching it, keeping it religiously,
yeah.
The best part of the animation is everybody else looks pretty well designed. It's like they're really actually sharing around the budget for everybody. Except Saitama looks so one-dimensional.
So fucking cheap. Yeah,
when he's being just Saitama himself, aka just like a guy on the street, he looks like a guy on the street on any other anime.
He looks like he's a background character, doesn't he?
It's like I want to say the biggest comparison I can do is you see a Gundam series.
Yeah.
You know who's the main character because it's like they allot so much percentage of the budget
into designing them
character scenes, and imagine the guy in the background doing like doing the maintenance on his Gundam, like checking the oil or tweaking the settings.
Yeah, whatever.
That's Saitama.
And yet, basically, it's not like. Basically, I read like an article in Italian about the One Punch Man, and this basically this sums it up really well. Think of all the shonen fighting anime famous in the past. Think of Dragon Ball. Think of One Piece. Think of Naruto. Think of basically the thing that they always have to fight more powerful enemies because they have to go past their limits, get stronger, struggle and stuff. Think of the fact that basically they get stronger by the power of bonds, stuff like that. Think they are about selfless and stuff like that. So what does Saitama, the hero of One Punch Man, have in common with these people? Nothing! Nothing! Except it's the exact opposite. Everyone has like crazy hair, they only get crazier, is bald. They have crazy clothes, is cheap as fuck. They have to get stronger with each fight, is already as strong as there is. There is...
Yeah.
Yes, fuck. Yeah, go ahead.
So One Punch Man actually has a valid point in it. Say, what if you did train yourself to be the best and you're so good that no one can defeat you? What bad? He's trained so hard he can defeat any enemy with a single punch. If he doesn't hold back, he punches holes through people or knocks them through buildings and all sorts. But hang on, there's no challenge for him. There's not really much point in him doing anything. It's a fun point. Certainly in the first episode, you could tell he's feeling a little bit depressed on it. That's quite valid because there's no other ones. You can't imagine Naruto or Ichigo saying, "I'm so powerful, woe is me." No, it's...
Yeah, don't think about it. You also say the fact that basically, keep it to 20 words or less. Basically, the all lengthy backgrounds and the speeches and stuff. Keep it to 20 words or less. Who the fuck cares?
Oh yeah, there's interesting to realise you suddenly get serious, and then say, "Oh, well, maybe we should be nice."
and that's another thing.
Yeah.
Usually he's just looking normal, whatever he does, and then okay, time to get your game face on, and it's like, all that budget that we've been saving up, time to splurge.
There we go.
Speed lines everywhere, super defined muscles, the eyes all on fire. and speed lines with a punch coming in slow mo, 1 inch per second.
Oh my god! And yeah, and basically
exploding everything.
Yeah, the animation, the fact, yeah, but the thing I'm really excited because I've been doing basically this fucking thing I'm doing something I never done before. I'm actually researching who's animating and drawing this. I'm actually learning names of animators because of One Punch Man. That's a fucking awesome in this. And the thing is, basically the production, the studio is Studio Madhouse, the same guys who did the Trigun and how do you say the Trigun and Hellsing, the Hellsing anime, the Hunter x Hunter from 2011. But the thing is, most of the people that work on this are not from Mad Studio. They're all freelancers.
No,
they're all freelancers.
Now,
I like that. It gives them a good thing. When you're looking at a name or title, often you see the titles they'll be translated into English or Italian or localized.
Yeah.
You're watching it, you're looking at it, you go, well, some of the names you recognise, Yoshiyuki Tomino or Hajime Idate, and you see the character designer, Keiichi Goto. It's the only character design name I can think of.
Oh, well, there was, yeah.
But the guy who did Cowboy Bebop, you think, I recognise him. I like his character designs. Or you go, yeah, a bit samey. Or I'm not sure who was the character designer for Gundam, Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny, because everybody's got the same bloody face. But yeah, so you start recognising the names for some of the smaller things, like, so and so's doing the music, or mecha designs by Shoji Kawamori. You go, these should be quite good. Or in Last Exile, I'm not sure if it's pronounced Range or Range Murata.
Yeah,
because it's Range. It's like these will be highly detailed. Because I found one of his art books online, Murata's art books. It's like, these are beautiful designs, and it's like it's got a wonderful aesthetic. So so you start recognising the names, but to recognise the names of the animators or to just look for them, that's got to be quite special.
And it's the same thing with like video games and comics and everything. When you suddenly recognize an artist, or for example, for me, for the longest time, I would recognize Kosuke Fujishima, who was the artist for You're Under Arrest, for Oh My Goddess, and for I want to say the latest, I want to say 10, if not 15 years worth of the Tales of games.
Yeah. Never really got that. Okay, yeah, it's organized, but the thing is, this thing actually made me look. Like, I don't just start recognizing because I want to know who's making this thing, because this is way too fucking awesome. And I think is this One Punch Man is in the same vein of Dragon Ball, because it's exploding in Japan. It is? Is it? It is, right?
I'm assuming so. I hope so, because it's bloody awesome.
It is.
There's a lot to like about it, and I can see why some people wouldn't like it. But because if you like your cookie cutter anime where the character just gets stronger and stronger and more ridiculous with his power ups and what have you, it's I can see why. This is a bit different. I'm not sure if I like this, but there.
Yeah, it's a smash hit. It's a smash hit. Okay. Everyone likes it. Okay, everyone likes it. Okay, very perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I hope so.
Yeah, okay, and it seems like that popularity is also going to translate in the Western market. So I would say... Okay, so the thing I'm trying to say is that One Punch Man could really change things. I mean, really change things. I hope so.
We could see web comics and web manga as a new source for original stories for various for new anime, which would be good. I would like that. I mean, there's a couple of webcomics that I read. I don't read many. I don't read as many as I used to. And some of the ones that I did read, I think have finished, as it were. The artists have gone on to do other things. The only one I really read these days is Oglaf, which is not safe for work, and that's very funny. I could get into an anime based on Oglaf if it's all in the same, because it's all basically the same sword and sorcery setting.
Yeah, I guess.
I could get into that. I mean,
but it's also about what kind of thing to are about. So the fact that with Shimoneta now One Punch Man, I think that people in the anime industry, maybe because you have a direction, I mean, maybe people are dying, there are new people taking decisions, I don't know. But the thing is, I think we're starting to see again people trying, okay guys, let's try and produce something different. They did it with Shimoneta, it was good. They're doing it well with One Punch Man, and it's a smash hit. So my hope is that more people start, okay, let's adapt something different.
Well, I'm going to take a page out of that before we run out of time.
Yeah.
One thing that's been also getting a lot of popularity in the West, and not just because of fetishes, Monster Girls.
Monster Girls, yeah.
Everyday Monster Girls.
Yeah. Everyday Monster Girls.
Yes, I've seen some of the original webcomics that translated, or I say webcomics, some of the original comics translated on 4chan and such, and it's like, yeah, these are quite good. Quite naughty as well, but yeah.
Of course. The thing is, it's not for kids, but they actually animated one season's worth of content, and they pretty much already greenlighted a second season. And the translated manga actually has been quite popular in the States, and that's been within the last year or so. It's been in the New York Times top 10 list.
And then so there's a game as well, which I believe Lance from the Wonderful Fine Game Bitches is doing a Let's Play of.
Okay.
Yes.
So here's to hoping that the One Punch Man can really change things. And I don't know, I think, One Punch Man, Momuzu, Shimoneta, I hope that they can help change things and we start seeing some more popular stuff. Because I'm actually hopeful right now. I'm actually starting to check what's coming out recently. I'm here starting to read the light novels, for fuck's sake, because of Shimoneta, and another light novel, but that's only a manga, so we'll talk about that maybe another time. So, okay, I guess we have to shut down here, guys. It's kind of late. So, any last words before we go? Eagle.
Hoping for whoever's listening out there to be a little bit more open-minded, try new stuff, try different stuff. You might, if you don't find something that really rings with you, at least you'll find something to be your next guilty pleasure.
Yeah, no, I'd go along with that, but I'd also counter with sometimes, like 90% of the things that are listed as guilty pleasures are actually things that are on a list of that pretentious people say you shouldn't like. So just because some hipster pretentious says you shouldn't enjoy this, ignore it. It's like, if you like something, you like something. You don't have to defend your choices, but be aware that not everybody likes what you like. If you accept that what you enjoy is not perfect and it has flaws, and that there is something that you know, as long as you accept it's got flaws and you acknowledge them, you've got no problem. Enjoy. You know? If Monster Monster Girls makes you happy, then watch that all day long. If you like One Punch Man, well, if you don't like One Punch Man, well, I'm not sure there's everything right with you, but you know,
yeah, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, I get that. Some people don't like things like Berserk and JoJo. That's fine, but except that. So some people do enjoy that sort of thing, and
Yeah,
Yeah.
but if you don't
Basically,
like
be
One
cool.
Punch Man, yeah, there's just something wrong with you if you don't like One Punch Man. Okay, from me, my parting words are: be sure to check out most of the animes we recommended. And try XA because I'm hopeful, so try new stuff. See an app, just browse down and see what tickles your fancy. Don't just go for the popular stuff because you may. I mean, because so One Punch Man is popular, but I think it's just explore because I'm hoping and I'm thinking that thanks to things like One Punch Man and Shimoneta and Momusu and stuff, we're going to see an influx of more different quality anime. But they need your attention and help to thrive. So, thanks for listening in. This has been the Italian Pod with Eagle Ceres, Lord Ra, and me, Mainoskine. We'll see you next time, next Sunday, same hour, same software. Janet?
Later.